Well, hello there, and welcome to the 2012 APWA Congress and Exposition. My name is Emily Barta, and sitting next to us is Mary Monahan, who is the chair of the International Affairs Committee and who is going to speak to us about global solutions for public works. So, Mary, welcome.
Thank you.
Welcome to everyone here with us in sunny and beautiful Anaheim, California, and thank you to everyone who is joining us online. Mary and the IAC developed the Global Solutions in Public Works to provide opportunities for APWA members to learn from and to share their knowledge with the International Public Works Committee. So, Mary, let's start from the very beginning. What is the Global Solutions Program for Public Works?
Okay, that's a great question. I love to answer that because Global Solutions in Public Works is an opportunity for APWA members to access funding assistance and even some technical support from the International Affairs Committee to look at international solutions that may apply to their local public works challenges back home, to use their unique knowledge of public works to share with others in the public works community, and to develop some long-term relationships, international relationships, that provide opportunities for both sides to learn from each other.
All right, so we're learning from each other, and I'd love to see a show of hands of everyone joining us here in Anaheim. Who here is familiar with the Global Solutions in Public Works? So about 80% of our crowd. So it looks like you're doing a good job of getting the message out. And, you know, for everyone, we're here to make sure that you understand this. So at any time, if you have a question, just go ahead and raise your hand. If you'd like to share a story, go ahead and raise your hand. We'll provide you a microphone. If you prefer to be a little less loud, feel free to send a tweet via the hashtag APWA Expo, and we will read that on your behalf. So now we talked about this program last year.
Yes, we did.
And now we're coming back to you to talk about it this year. And we talked about the two initial projects that were funded, which were the Toronto Technical Tour and the Haiti visit. So where have members gone since then?
Oh, we've had some really cool places. The IAC approved funding assistance from Global Solutions to send 5 members to participate in the International Federation of Municipal Engineering, their Congress in Helsinki this past winter. And as part of that, these members also participated in some tours that were developed by the International Public Works of Australia, as well as Ingenium in New Zealand. In addition to the 5 that went to Helsinki, we also had 1 member in coordination with Engineers Without Borders participated in a drainage construction project in the Honduras. We just had 2 members from the Ventura chapter return from China, and they were looking at high-speed rail, which is very relevant to what's happening not just in California but throughout the U.S. And we also had members go to Mexico to attend and give a presentation at a recent ICLEI conference down there. And the Global Solutions Program has continued to be an additional funding source to our members who have been selected as Jennings Randolph Fellows. And this past year, those fellows participated in some technical tours in Australia and New Zealand.
Okay, so it sounds like APWA members are going all around the world.
We're going all over.
But they're bringing information back home, right?
They're bringing it home and they're sharing it. In fact, the Toronto tour participants on Tuesday will be holding a presentation here at Congress to talk about what they learned specifically from Toronto and the region of Peel that they've been able to apply back home. And you've seen articles in the Reporter on the Honduras tour, how Engineers Without Borders and our APWA member teamed and provided assistance to this community in constructing a drainage culvert. And that's part of the requirements of being selected as an international participant, is you need to come back and share that knowledge that you've learned through Reporter articles, through your chapter meetings, and here at Congress.
Okay, so can any APWA member apply to be a part of this program?
Any APWA member can apply, or members. It can be, you know, again, the Toronto tour reflected a group of folks that got together and identified learning objectives. The Engineers Without Borders participant, that was 1 individual. The 2 that are going to China, that was 2 members of APWA that together. So any member, any group of members, it's a rather simple application process. What the IAC wants to see is a real learning objective and an opportunity to take that learning and bring it back home and share it with the rest of the members.
Okay, so you heard it from Mary Monahan. If you think of an idea, and if you want to go investigate this idea, it sounds like you just need to go to the website, apwa.net, click on the link for international, and apply.
You'll see information about the Global Solutions Program, and you'll see some links and direction to either Gail Clark, who's our liaison with APWA, and others on the IAC, and we can be a resource in helping you put together an application.
Now, is this, hey, I thought of an idea, I'm just going to apply, or do you have parameters on which these ideas have to fall into, or do you have suggested topics?
Well, the good news about the program, because we're only in the second year, we're just going into the third year of it now. One of the objectives of the IAC was to make this flexible. It's new. So we wanted to be able to respond to what the members are looking for. So there are no parameters outside of the fact that we want to make sure that your learning objective is real. It's not a junket. In fact, the technical tour folks in Toronto will tell you how it was 2 days of intensive learning, and that you have something of value to bring back, and you're going to promise to share that with the APWA community.
Promise to share that with the APWA community, many of which we have sitting here right in front of us. What kind of questions do we have about Global Solutions for Public Works? Do we like this program? Yes? Many people shaking their heads yes. Has anybody benefited from the information that has come back from these participants? Or are we just learning about it because it's so brand new? We're just learning about it because it's so brand new.
We have folks here who might be shy, but they actually participated in some of the tours. And we have folks here that are actually on the International Affairs Committee.
Oh,
so
really?
They probably don't have too many questions about their program. So,
but I bet they have a lot of stories to share about their program. If anyone would be willing, we would love to hear more about it, to get more of the APWA community involved and applying for it. Does anyone have any stories they would like to share? Rick? We're going to give you a microphone real quick. Thank you.
Thank you. One of the reasons that I had applied to go was to try to identify a successful stormwater management program. I'm located in New England, just outside of Boston, where we've been around for a long time, relatively. As a result, our governmental structure, our political structure is pretty well set in place. It isn't watershed-based. And as a result, it is impossible to try to get a cohesive plan for watershed management. And we wanted to see where it's been created as a watershed-based program, see how it works, find out what they've learned, what the good and the bad of it is, and what can I take back, and how can I go about the process of getting communication, some cooperation and collaboration within the watershed. We're still digesting a lot of it right now and trying to develop what the best next steps are going to be. It's going to be a long process, reversing 400 years, you know, when the Pilgrims landed in 1620, of political and governmental thinking and getting it watershed-based.
Yeah. So, Rick, as being part of this program, do you feel that going to this other country and seeing what they did will help benefit your own community?
Absolutely. I think before I could go and try to make a proposal within my community first to take the lead on working with the other communities in the watershed, I needed to be able to demonstrate that it is actually effective somewhere in the world. And the Ontario chapter reached out and offered that to us as part of the package, and now I brought a wealth of information back to begin working on. It's going to take a while to get it geared up, but I hopefully think it will begin showing some benefits within the Charles River watershed, and then from there throughout New England.
Thank you for sharing your story, Rick. Now, Mary, we've had a theme today about how easy it is to do all of these programs. So correct me if I'm wrong. As an APWA member, I come up with a great idea. I go to apwa.net and apply for the funds to travel to prove my great idea, to get information to bring back that supports my great idea. And then once I go on the trip, I then come back to the U.S. and I share the information from my original great idea. So if that is correct, we just need to come up with great ideas, right?
Well, and let me expand on that, because there are great ideas both to learn from the international community, but also to share our knowledge with the international community. So we don't want to lose sight of the fact that this is also an opportunity for APWA members to provide assistance, as we talked about last year. We took a group to Haiti who looked at some of the challenges there and began a discussion about how APWA might help. We had the Engineers Without Borders project, and actually APWA in the next month will be having a meeting to discuss from the global APWA perspective, what are we looking at in the international community? How does APWA want to be a player in the international community? And I'm sure Global Solutions and Public Works will respond to those objectives that will be established.
So we're not only going into an international community to see their solution to a problem that we might be, or a pain point that we might be having here at home, but while we're there, we're also contributing to their community.
Right. We want it to be both ways, because we have things to learn from the international community, and we have things we can share with them. So we don't want to lose sight of those two objectives. Hence
why it's global and solutions.
Correct.
Absolutely. What other questions do we have about global solutions and public works? Well, so people have applied and they've been accepted, but they haven't gone yet. Do we have any projects upcoming?
We have people that have gone. The China trip, they've gone. The Honduras trip, they've gone.
Right.
Moving forward in this third year of Global Solutions, a couple of weeks ago there was an APWA leadership meeting which consisted of the chairpersons of the technical committees of APWA, and these committees include solid waste management, they include transportation, they include sustainability, and they're looking at global solutions as a means of educating the members through these technical committees as well. And I think that's great, because not everybody in APWA, not every member is comfortable coming up with their own tour or their own package, but perhaps through the technical committees there can be some opportunities developed that members can join on to and Global Solutions can support. So that's a discussion that we'll be having with the International Affairs Committee this year.
Fantastic. Any more questions about Global Solutions and Public Works? So it sounds like there are a lot of possibilities, and it sounds like it's very easy to apply and to find out more. So for more information on Global Solutions and Public Works, be sure to visit apwa.net and click on the International tab. And Mary Monahan, thank you so much for spending time with us and giving us more information.
No problem.
Check out the website, come up with a great idea, apply today, and be sure to learn from your peers.